Hey guys, how the fuck are you? My name's Clayton Fioriti. We talk about movies here, and we've got some big news today, guys. Some monumental news has just come out. Jeff Goldblum will be reprising his role as Ian Malcolm in the next Jurassic Park film. Jurassic World 2, Jurassic Park 5, whatever you want to call it, Jeff Goldblum is back. This is awesome. This is actually what I've been waiting forever for. 20 years. He hasn't been in a Jurassic Park movie in 20 years, since 1997. It is so awesome to get to see him come back to this franchise. He'd always talked about wanting to come back or having the option of coming back. I think he had a really weird comment where he said, if anything, he's like an open sandwich ready to return. He really enjoyed his time with both Jurassic Park and The Lost World, and it's going to be really interesting to see his character come back after the big disaster that happened in Jurassic World. Frank Marshall actually had a quote that said, "We need Ian Malcolm's perspective on this shit as soon as possible." We definitely need his brand of logic and chaos there, if you will. No one listens to Dr. Malcolm. That's how it always starts, but then later there's running and then screaming. He's great. I love his character and I can't wait to see him come back. Now, other parts about Jurassic World, if you haven't been keeping up with the film, the director is Juan Antonio Bayona. It's not Colin Trevorrow. Now, the producers are still staying on, Trevorrow, Spielberg, Derek Connolly's coming back to write with Trevorrow. And if you don't know anything about Juan Antonio Bayona, you'll need to do a little research on the three films that I think everyone should check out of his. The Impossible, The Orphanage, and what I consider to be the best movie of 2016, A Monster Calls. Juan Antonio Bayona's style is very, very dark. It's very surreal. I don't want to say gothic, but it is very savage and primal in that nature. He was chosen, I think, because this second or fifth or whatever you want to call it chapter in the saga is really supposed to be a darker movie. I've heard it being called The Empire Strikes Back to Star Wars. So we're probably going to get a lot of what you would call Lost Worldisms, especially now that we know that movie is about animal rights or dinosaur rights. And it goes back to that quote from the original Lost World where they're talking about an extinct animal that's brought back to life has no rights. We own it. We patented it, And apparently the film will really take its plot and narrative from now that dinosaurs are pretty much back on Earth, how do we treat them? Are they assets? Do we give them, basic rights of life? Which, oddly enough, plays back into Jeff Goldblum stuff from the beginning of the franchise, Life Finds a Way. I have a feeling that dinosaurs are going to get mistreated, and it's not going to be good for the people. It never is in Jurassic Park movies. Now, if this is also kind of a little bit of news, apparently there was a power struggle when this film was being made. Specifically, the producers were not a big fan of Juan Antonio Bayona's direction in the film, and I've heard that he had to fight them tooth and nail sometimes, and that's something I'm very sad to hear about. There was a quote by James Cromwell, and he said he shouldn't say this, but there were some problems behind the scenes, and Juan Antonio Bayona, by the way, actually asked James Cromwell to cry during a scene in the film. We have no idea what context that is in, possibly an animal dying. We do know James Cromwell's apparently really big into dinosaurs in the movie. That museum that we keep seeing pictures of, that probably belongs to him. That's his mansion, so to speak. And the other news surrounding that is an image that was released of what looks to be a Metriacanthosaurus animatronic, or possibly a real dinosaur that's going to be in the movie, played by animatronic, in his mansion. And if you look in the reflections of the glass on that particular image, you will see an animatronic Tyrannosaurus Rex. Awesome. I can't wait to see that. The best scenes in the first two movies, that special effects wise to me, were when the T-Rex was in the rain, either over the side of the cliff or attacking the kids in the Ford Explorer. We do see what looks to be, and I could be really wrong, but I swear it looks like a Spinosaurus to me. Now, it could be a different animal, but Colin Trevorrow actually did respond to some fans on Twitter who had like a petition going forward for a T-Rex versus Spinosaurus rematch that they really want to happen. Personally, I don't care. I felt like that issue was addressed in Jurassic World when the T-Rex broke through the skeleton of the Spinosaurus. But a lot of people are still pissed off about Jurassic Park 3, so you know, what are you gonna do? He did respond to it, said he's definitely looking into it, and if that's a Spinosaurus, that's gonna happen. Other than that, a lot of people are talking about the movie being like Jurassic War, dinosaurs with guns going into battle. That's not going to happen, guys. In fact, that will never happen in a Jurassic Park movie. Trust me on that. Thank God. Around 10 years ago, there was a script circulating on the internet called Jurassic Park 4, and it had half human, half dinosaur hybrids. It sucked. It was terrible. It's a stupid idea. Everyone said if this happens, that will kill the franchise. That will be the Alien Resurrection, Jaws the Revenge, really shitty thing to happen to it. It's not happening, guys. They will be alluded to, I'm sure. That's what the military wants to do with these animals, but I promise you, you're not going to see raptors strapped with torpedoes going into battle in Afghanistan or something. That's fucking dumb. The movie probably will also not have an overabundance of hybrids. Everyone keeps thinking a Compsognathus or a Stegoceratops, blah blah blah. That's not, realistically speaking, I don't think the Jurassic Park series will do any more of that. I think they were one and done with the Indominus Rex. And in fact, I think that they're more interested in breeding animals that they can make a profit off of. The whole engine army thing was probably a contingency plan in case the park ever did fail again. You know, they're just looking of ways to use these dinosaurs. Remember, these dinosaurs are called assets. They're not called animals. So a lot of people are talking about using them for medicinal purposes, like being test subjects, agricultural reasons, pet dinosaurs, and I think that is the direction the movie will go in. We will probably have a lot of what we should have gotten after The Lost World. And what I mean by that is a lot of people thought that after the T-Rex rampage through San Diego, the next Jurassic Park movie would take place in the mainland. There was even some titles for that movie called Jurassic Park Breakout that never came to be. Instead, we got the third film. And I feel like Jurassic World had to come out to set up what would be this. I don't think we'll quite get a Planet of the Apes dinosaur movie yet, where the dinosaurs are just overrunning the whole world. But I would not be surprised if that eventually happens in the series. Colin Trevorrow has talked about saying, look, if you go over to this like jungle or something, beware, because there's not fucking tigers there anymore. There's going to be dinosaurs. Could you imagine how devastating dinosaurs being introduced to just a couple neighborhoods would be? Imagine looking out your window and seeing a pack of fucking raptors kill a rabbit or a deer or something like that. I mean, it would completely destroy an ecosystem. Maybe a brachiosaurus walking through town, stepping on cars, destroying power poles, or God forbid a school full of children. And I think that will be the cornerstone of this franchise going forward is, look, these are dinosaurs. We are man. We are not ready to live in a world and coexist with each other. Trevorrow stated several times, this film is going off of one quote from Alan Grant in the original Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs and man, two species separated by 65 million years of evolution, have just suddenly been thrown back in the mix. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect? And I think that that will be the main driving force of the film. What are we going to get ourselves into? Okay, actual scenes in the movie. We're actually learning a lot about this. Not just the fact that Jeff Goldblum's coming back. We know that someone got cast as a submarine pilot, and apparently there's going to be an epic dinosaur fight underneath water. Like, really, this is legit. I don't know what the fuck that's going to be. Probably the mosasaur, maybe the spinosaur, maybe the T-Rex swimming like it was in the novel. We also have video footage of someone that snuck camera footage of a helicopter being suspended by a crane in a lightning storm and some people inside it, and it was shaking. It's lightning outside. They're trying to simulate a real bad typhoon or storm of some sort. I would assume a T-Rex attack, but damn, that's gonna be crazy. Other than that, we do have some photos that have leaked of the Dilophosaurus. Yes, the spitter from the first Jurassic Park movie is coming back. The Apatosaurus is coming back to the film. But Laura Dern definitely wants to be in the movie, and from what I understand, she won't be. They just didn't write it that way. But she says if they're making another one, like it's not a request, like she's demanding to be in it, basically. And that's one thing I really want to talk about, man. I've been a Jurassic Park fan my entire life. The first movie, seeing that as a kid when there was nothing else but the first movie, fucking great, man. It made my childhood, and I never understood, for as long as I've been alive, why the fuck didn't they get back Alan Grant, Ian Malcolm, and Ellie Sattler to share a film together, a Jurassic Park sequel. It blows my mind that that never happened, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen just yet. Sam Neill and Laura Dern could come back in Jurassic Park 6. We know Jeff Goldblum is going to be in Part 5/Part 2 for you people born after whatever, 2000, I guess. But I'm super excited for this film. Jeff Goldblum's coming back, man, confirmed. I've been waiting for this for 20 years. This is awesome. And you can imagine what he's thinking in his head. You know, it's more than just "I told you so" this time. It's like, look, you've opened a whole new can of worms. Anyways, guys, tell me what your comments are on the film. What do you want to see? What are your favorite Jurassic Park movies? And how do you feel about Ian Malcolm coming back into the movie? I'm super excited, but I'd love to hear what you guys think about it. Subscribe here if you want to see more movie news or talk about movies. I'm Clayton Furidi. It's been fun, guys. Take it easy.